I'm here at the Black Diamond Conference presented by Money Map Press. I'm joined by Frank Holmes, and he's the CEO as well as CIO of U.S. Global Investors. Frank, great to have you here today.
It's great to be here. And I'm also the chairman of Hive Blockchain Technology.
Well, speaking of technology, I do want to ask you about digital currencies as well as what we're seeing in commodities. So first and foremost, because you presented on digital currencies as well as blockchain, tell me about the trends you're seeing.
Well, I'm seeing that it's big and it's going to continue, and you're going to see many of these commodities be tokenized, is the expression, where they'll be much more successful in trading oil or gold 24/7 all around the world. And it's just a matter of time. Who wins, I do not know, but I do know that the email woke up the internet, and Bitcoin has woken up the power of blockchain technology. And Hive we're the first company to go public, and we mine virgin, brand new coins in Iceland and now expanding in Sweden.
And I know that a lot of people in the audience might not know how this process works. So can you simplify it? I know that in your presentation yesterday you had several videos explaining how this works. So enlighten our audience.
Well, what's really shocked me yesterday is I spoke to 500 people, investment people in Toronto, and only 4 people out of 500 had Coinbase accounts where you can buy Ethereum or Bitcoin. Yesterday, 40% of this room had accounts at Coinbase. So this is a very educated room. But basically, Bitcoin is a decentralized mechanism. It's a digital currency based on the trust that there'll be nothing greater than 21 million coins. Companies like Microsoft, Dell Computers, Starbucks, Subway, they all accept digital currency. So there is something happening outside of our normal ecosystem. And last year, $4 billion went to junior ICOs, which is really hurting the junior mining world.
And because you mentioned mining, I do want to get your take on what you expect to see in 2018 in the commodities space. I understand that you have this periodic table of commodity returns. So what did you see last year, and what do you expect this year?
Well, most important is that we have secular growth. And one of the things I write about every month is global PMI, Purchasing Manufacturers Index. GDP is looking behind and PMI is looking forward. And it's important every month it recalibrates the health of the world looking forward for 6 months. And commodities are highly correlated. So we're seeing that there's a true global boom, and that's important. That means demand for commodities will be much stronger. And we're also seeing this MiFID II, which is a EU socialism, but it's going to hurt commodity companies from getting financing. So you're going to see supply restrictions and strikes in Chile, and copper is going to surge. So I think that gold this year can hit $1,500. I think copper can go to $5. I think the price of oil can trade between $50 now and a range of $75. That's going to be predominantly the range. If this growth maintains itself for oil, we could see it at $100. But the frackers in America, the most advanced in technology, will quickly turn on the supply spigot if we get oil over $70 for long.
And last but not least, Frank, I've asked everyone I've interviewed here at the conference about their fundamental outlook. I know that you said policies versus politics, and politics will play a lot into the outlook this year. So what do you expect?
When you look at policies, you have to look at fiscal policies, and streamlining regulations, which Trump is doing, is very significant of a trend that's going to go around the world. Brexit was part of that streamlining, was really a protest, a strike against all the EU regulations and socialism. They use beautiful words, they fool the masses, and I think we're seeing a counter trend to this, and that's what's important. It's a counter trend, lots of opportunities.
Okay, Frank, well, thank you so much for joining me, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Well, thank you kindly.